Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving into another trailer reaction. This is something no one recommended to me. I wasn't quite looking for this, but a couple weeks ago, back when I was reacting to Win Jaime's Heart, I was searching Google Images for just something from, I don't remember which episode I was reacting to, 5, 6, something along those lines. Just looking for some sort of screenshot so that I could use to make my thumbnail for my reaction to it. And there weren't an abundance of pictures that I could get on Google. Most of the stuff I ended up just taking like the thumbnail from the YouTube video or finding a couple things on Twitter, but there weren't a lot of just like screen caps or still images from any of the episodes that I could find on Google. But while looking through these pictures on Google, you know, clicking on this, like, okay, related picture, click on this related picture, and just going down some tunnel to see if I can find something. I came across this picture of who they were claiming to be Matthew Francisco, who plays Winston in this series. And he was not wearing any clothing, and I was like, I'm sorry? I'm sorry. And I immediately clutched my pearls, and then I was like, what is this? What did I miss? Because it's like, it's one thing for me to like to see, like, you know, naked people on the interwebs, especially on Twitter. Some of y'all who follow me on Twitter, Twitter snitches on y'all, okay? It tells me what y'all like and what y'all reblog. And so sometimes I'll be scrolling through my Twitter feed. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, I can't be looking at this at work. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not looking at this. They're looking at this. Twitter is just showing it to me, Lord. So it's one thing for me to just like see a naked man or whatever. I've seen them dozens of times and whatnot. But it's another thing for me to see somebody who like I've reacted to on the channel, like as an established actor who's not like in any sort of like adult film world. But it's a different thing for me to see like someone who I see as like an established actor all of a sudden like, hey, here's my nakedness. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it's the first time I see it, I'm like, oh Lord. So he was the last person I was expecting to see in this light. But y'all know, if you watch my reactions to Win Jaime's Heart, every time this man came on screen, I was like, this man is so damn handsome. The structure of his face is absolutely gorgeous. And yes, obviously his body is magically delicious too, but like his face is just so magical. Like, oh my God, he's just got amazing bone structure. So when I saw that, I'm like, what is this? And so I saw that it was from a series, I think. Maybe it's a movie, I'm not entirely sure, called Erotica Manila. Just from the title tells me, I think, all I might need to know. But yeah, there was a trailer on YouTube. So I'm assuming it's YouTube safe. I'm hoping it doesn't get my channel blocked, demonetized, or canceled or something like that. But I'm assuming it's safe for the YouTubes because the trailer's on YouTube. But we're gonna just dive in and see what this trailer has in store for us, see what semblance of a plot we may or may not be able to get from the trailer, if I can even focus on it that much. And yeah, so not necessarily saying that I'm planning on diving into the series, but I want to get a feel for what series my Matthew was in that led him to this. Because I think the same way when I've reacted to Fuckboys with Gakoi and what is the other actor's name? Played Rocky in Corn Things. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but I felt the same way when I reacted to that. I didn't even post that reaction on YouTube because I'm like, I know it's gonna get me demonetized. But yes, when I saw their naked shenanigans, I'm like, Lord. So we're gonna dive in and just see what happens here.
Gusto mo bang maranasan ang 4D sa sinihan?
Sir, gusto mo na condom.
Hold on. So, Lord, I got questions already. So I know what kind of theater he's going into. Just from like the fact that she's giving him a condom is like, do you want to experience what a 4D theater feels like? I know what kind of theater he's going into. We'll talk after the break, or we'll talk in Topher's thoughts. But Lord,
Kung ano ang nakikita mo ng mga artista sa sinihan. Ipaparamdam ko sa'yo.
Hindi ko umalis dito, bibigwasan kita.
Ang liit ng titi mo. Diyan ka na ka!
Lord?
Namo!
Miss Beatrice, bomba.
Ilang taon na ba siya?
May edad na.
She's pretty.
Pero yung kasagsagan na hindi pa uso yung digital.
Come on, wind in the hair.
Maaari na yun sa shoot namin.
Milf na milf, ha?
Okay, clearly they agree.
Sa set?
O, JT po.
Oh, he's adorable.
Actor ako, di ba? So gusto ko yung nire-rehearse at ginagawa mo na lahat bago humarap sa camera.
Child? Child? Lord? I like this tattoo, but Lord? Method acting my ass.
Kaninong putang inang cellphone yan, ha?
Hello.
Di ba taga-Tiago ka? Scoop yan. I-report mo na.
May napili ka na? Yung 11.
Lord? What world am I crossing into?
Elia!
May ibang kalaguyo yung babae na yun. Nakita ko.
Sandali!
Oh, Lord? Oh, Lord? Jesus?
Kita ako sa ilalim. Pagkito ko.
Maliban sa Scorpion Eggs,
Lord?
itong isla ay isa sa mga nag-define ng Filipino erotic scene.
Sir, masasarapin ko po yung gabi niyo habang nanonood dito.
Alam mo ba itong pinapanood natin? This is a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, Lord?
Hoy! Nangyari! Maghintay kayo! Mga manlilibog!
I'm sorry? Lord, I got so many questions. Oh, Lord, what is going on?
Wala
Lord?
sa inyo!
What in the world is happening? It's
Grabe kayo!
a scandalo, Lord?
Mas puta ka!
Lord? Jesus? Death by orgasm? Lord, there's gonna be a lot of death in this movie then, from what I'm seeing.
Pati ba naman to yung pagkakait niyo sa amin?
Wala na mas gaganda pa sa gabing ito!
Mali ko pala sa ilalim ng gabong yan.
Malay ko ba kung nabuboso lang yan sa atin?
Hello?
Ako ang bahala sa
Yes po, direct.
Oh my God, may ganito talaga?
Child? Viva Max, Lord, is that like Skinamax? Jesus. Okay, so I just did a Google search because I didn't see Matthew in that trailer at all. So I'm like, do I have the right movie? Am I just out here watching some other shenanigans that weren't related to what I thought it was? But no, okay, it looks like he is just in the first episode, so he's not like a continuing character throughout. Lord? Or he is just in one episode, not necessarily the first episode, but Lord? Okay, Lord? I got feelings about things. It definitely, there were some aspects of it that were not at all what I was expecting, and then there's some aspects of it that kind of fall in line. When he was walking into the theater, like I said, as soon as she was like, "Do you want to know what 4D feels like? Here's a condom." I'm like, I know exactly what kind of theater they are in. I know exactly what kind of theater. I've never been in one of those theaters per se, but one of my really good friends back when he was living down in Tampa used to work the counter overnight at a sex shop that sold toys, videos, this, that, and the other. And they had the movie theater upstairs that you had to pay to go up to. And then they had like the video arcades on the first floor that were like, insert a quarter, insert a dollar, blah, 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 blah. So like in my early 20s, late nights after I finished karaoke, because it was just like 10 minutes up the street, kind of on my way home at the time, back when I was living with my parents. I would stop in and visit him. I'd bring him McDonald's or, whatever whatever restaurant was open, because he was working the overnight shift. And I would just hang out with him for a couple hours, spend some time with him, keep him company, and we would people watch on the security camera, look at all the shenanigans that were going. Like it was an interesting social experiment, I tell y'all. But yeah, so I know what kind of theaters he was going to, because I've seen some of the shenanigans happen. I've never personally in person seen the shenanigans, because I never went up while people were doing things up there. But I've seen some things. I've seen some things on the security cameras, and I've been up with him when no one else was up there, and he needed to restock the bathroom, or mop the floors or do some cleaning, whatever, and went up there just to see what it looked like up there, and just random theaters. But yes, so I knew exactly what kind of movie theater he was going to, and I was like, Lord, okay, this is a start to the trailer. We 7 seconds in, and already we in one of those kind of theaters. Okay, I see you, baby. But okay, so it seems like we've got a bunch of different storylines happening here. We have the one guy who was in the movie theater trying to get his jollies, maybe? Or maybe he was just trying to enjoy the film. I'm not entirely certain, because there was a good period there. Every time we were flashing to him, he was sitting in the theater, and it felt like he was really analyzing the video. Not like he just came in to look at people touching themselves and touch himself and do it. No, he was sitting here deep analysis, like he was a reactor or something. I'm sitting here reacting to these series and whatnot, and dissecting this, that, and the other, and giving my thoughts. That's what he looked like he was doing. He didn't look like he was there to pleasure himself. He looked like he was there doing a dissertation or something. I like the camera movement here. This lighting could use that is what the thought process I was seeing in his head. But then there were other times later in the trailer when homegirl rolls up and it's like, hey, do you want to know what it feels like to blah, blah, blah? And he's like, hey, do you know what a quality piece of art this is? I'm like, okay, this man is taking this video seriously. And then we flash forward 2 seconds later, he's putting her hand down his pants. I'm like, okay, I guess he didn't care so much about, or maybe the artisticness of the video is what gets his motor revving. I don't know, but yes. And then I guess someone turned the light off, and hey, who turned the light off? And then the guy running the videos are like, keep your shirts on, you perverts. I'm like, perverts? Girl, what? I mean, not saying that if you go to one of those theaters that you are a pervert or anything like that, but I'm like, what do you expect exactly for people who are paying to go watch one of those films? And I mean, there might be some people who are watching it for the sake of artistic fulfillment, but I feel like the majority of people who are paying to go to one of those theaters and watch those films are watching them for pleasurable purposes. So you can't really act surprised or start calling them perverts for doing what they paid to come there and do, basically, is my thought process. But okay, whatever. So stuff's happening in the movie theater. Then we have this other storyline with this actress who, is well established, and, she apparently she's a method actor. So she can't just read her lines for these adult films. She has to partake. She must taste the forbidden fruit. And I'm like, girl, you ain't no motherfucking method. I know people who are method actresses and actors. I get that. But there are certain things you don't have to method act to rehearse. Okay? Girl, ain't no damn method acting happening there, okay? Especially if you are that damn well established and you ain't method acting nothing. You just wanted to taste this little innocent PA boy, okay? He's cute, I don't blame you, but girl, let's call a spade, okay? Method acting my ass. And then we have this other storyline with this girl who, I don't know if that's the same girl who was picked out in the bar that we saw the night before. It's I want number 11. I don't know if that's the same girl or if that's another storyline happening, but we have this girl who was sleeping with some guy, and then her man comes home, so the guy slips under the bed, so her man starts giving it to her good from behind, and then I don't know what happened to make him realize that there was a man under the bed, but he's like, Why is there a man under the bed? And why is there blood? Where did the blood come from? I don't know. Maybe they were going so hard on the bed that the mattress just kept bop, 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 and just like bash the guy's brains in underneath the bed and the blood soaked up to the mattress. I don't know. But then we're seeing a hacksaw and bitches cutting up a body and this, that. And I'm like, I don't know what is going on. The scandal of the series. I thought I was just going to stroll up and see Matthew Francisco butt-ass naked, but no, I got some scandal, Lord Jesus. So yes, lots of just scandalous, salacious. How many episodes is this damn series now? So many scandalous, salacious things happening. I'm just like, I don't know how to feel right now. This is far more involved than I thought it would be. Let's see, season 1. Because this just came out a couple months ago, back in January, so this is still relatively new. So it's showing me that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes. The last episode was put out about a month ago, so I don't know if that is just where the series ends, if there's plan for, I mean, it looks at that point like every episode was coming out every week, so maybe it's only supposed to be a 4-episode series. I'm not entirely certain, but Lord, that was some scandal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this dive into this preview of the scandal. Like I said, I don't know that I'm going to dive into the series. I don't know if I can dive into the series. If I did, it'd probably have to be a Patreon exclusive, because I ain't trying to get my channel demonetized and just erased because of me putting adult content on here. But anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah.
And before you guys go, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone